Hey guys, this is God of Politics and welcome back to a brand new video. But before we get started with this video, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also join the Discord that is linked down in the description. And in today's video, I will be doing my updated House elections predictions map for September 6th. But before we do that, I would like to announce the official launch of my website. Now I did, if you were in my Discord, you would have seen that I did announce this a couple weeks ago, or just under 2 weeks ago, but now I have updated many things, and this is the full release I am announcing it on my YouTube channel. It will now be linked in the description on all of my videos, so you should go check it out. I have many interesting things. I obviously have this homepage where it has my videos. I also have a page with all my videos listed. I also have my election predictions in a compilation here, my presidential, Senate, House, and the governor's race. I also do a very interesting thing where I analyze the polls that we're seeing and make my own polling average here. As you can see, I've done it for the national polls. I've done it for all of these state polls as well. I also have a link to my YouTube channel, a link to my Discord server, and an About Me page. So if you are looking at this right now and you know that it is down in the description, it is linked. You should go check out that website, look at some of the things I'm doing, and I hope you enjoy that. But getting into today's video right away, I will be doing my updated House elections predictions. Now, many things have changed in these races. I do have some ratings changes, some things that will be a little different on this map, but overall, Democrats are still in quite a strong position and are poised to keep control of the House majority. But going through each of these individual seats, first, with Alaska at large, they have put this on kind of the battleground, most competitive races. I think Don Young wins probably by likely to a safe margin. He's been around there since like the 70s. And sure, we've seen some internal polling data showing it could be close, but I don't necessarily buy that it's from internal polling of the Democratic campaign. California 21st, I do believe will stay if we actually add the tilt margin to this right here. I will put California's 21st congressional district at a lean margin, but it will be closer than some people think. Although Hillary did win this district by 16 points, TJ Cox is not doing that well in terms of fundraising. He's not that good of a candidate, but I do expect him to win. You know, the fact that Joe Biden will do well in this district will be able to carry TJ Cox over. Mike Garcia, I formerly had this as a tilt Democrat state and now have it as a tilt Republican district. We did have an internal poll from the Democratic campaign of Christy Smith showing her down 1 point. And so that is really not good news for her, and I do believe it is good news for Mike Garcia, and I do believe he is now poised to win that seat. Ross Spano, he lost his primary. I do believe that's going to be likely now just because the candidate for the Republicans is better. Debbie McCarcel-Powell, I do think she keeps her seat, but it will be kind of close because a lot of people don't really like her in this district. Georgia 6th, I do think is lean. Georgia 7th, I probably think is tilts, probably a little closer than that, but I do expect it to still be a flip for the Democrats. All of these Iowa districts I do actually think are lean, and the interesting thing is I actually think the 2nd district may be the most safe one for Democrats because of the fact that they're doing superbly in fundraising. It's historically been controlled by a Democrat, and you have to look at this too. You know, Donald Trump won all these districts by 3.5, 4.1, and 3.5, with him winning by 9.5% on the state overall. He's not really expected to win the state by 9.5%, so these districts could easily go to Joe Biden, which gives a down ballot effect that helps these candidates. Ronnie Davis, I do expect to win probably by around a lead margin, maybe even a likely margin. I don't really see many trends in this district that would make it so he would lose in a non-wave year. Indiana 5th, I also do believe is lean. We've had some internal polling data that could show it closer, but I don't think it's necessarily going to flip. Jared Golden's seat, I do think, earlier I thought this would be one of the seats that would flip, but now it is looking like he is going to keep his seat. The person for the Republican Party that won their primary is not the best candidate and doesn't have that much fundraising, and the ranked choice voting, I do believe, could help Jared Golden as well. Michigan's 30 of Justin Amash, who's not running. I do believe this will be, safe margin, to be honest. I don't think Republicans are going to have any problem winning this district. Jim Hagedorn, I think that's going to be a likely margin. Not really in an area that's troubling for him. I do believe this will be another flip for Republicans in Minnesota's 7th district with Colin Peterson. Now, Colin Peterson has been around for a while. He's been around since the 1990 elections. This is his 15th term, and while he won by 4% in 2018, that was against a candidate for the Republicans who had no fundraising and just was not a good candidate overall. This time, Republicans do have a good candidate, and they have almost reached Colin Peterson in fundraising, and this is, again, a Trump plus 31 district, so that they should be able to win, and I do think they will win it. Both these North Carolina districts are actually going to be safe. I don't know why they're putting it as likely Hillary Clinton to win these districts by over 20% each of them. Nebraska's second, I do believe Don Bacon will win by a lean margin. This could hurt Joe Biden just due to the fact that there's the fact that you have a Bernie bro running for the Democrats here is not necessarily going to help with Joe Biden. And I do believe that will be a district that stays with the Republicans. Also, New Jersey's second district. Sure, we've seen some polling data that's shown it closer, but man, Drew has got fundraising from the Republicans since he switched to the Republicans, and I don't believe he's going to have too much of a difficulty winning. New Mexico's second district, I do believe that Xochitl Torres Small will win because you have a rematch of the last election with the candidate that she is running against. And sure, it went down by 10 percentage points, but I do think that'll be a less number this time, and you'll have enough ticket splitting that can barely save her. New York's second district, I do believe this is actually going to be a flip as well. Actually, do think New York's first will be likely. The internal polling data for Democrats has not been good there, but New York's second, I do believe, will be a flip to the Democrats. The Democratic candidate is getting a lot of help from the Democrats themselves. She's doing very well in fundraising, and she is a good candidate overall against the Republicans. And this is not what Long Island used to be. It used to be a lot more Republican than it is now. And it is an open seat, too, so you may have more ticket splitting, which is why I do think the Democrat will narrowly win this seat. I also think Max Rose will narrowly win. I am in New York City. I have seen some Max Rose ads, some Nicole Maliotakis ads. Not actually, only a few Maliotakis ads, a couple Max Rose ads. I don't live in the district, though, but I do live in New York. But Max Rose is overall quite a good candidate. He's, swamping Nicole Maliotakis in fundraising. And sure, the district did go to Donald Trump by quite a lot. It did, again, go to Obama in 2012. So you expect it to go by a little less than what it went by in 2016. And I do believe Max Rose will be able to narrowly win there. New York's 22nd, I do believe Anthony Brindisi will lose. Mainly just because of the fact that the district went to Donald Trump by so much. I don't think there's much of a pathway for him to win. Let's fix what's happening here. So I fixed the technical issue, whatever that was with this. But getting back into this, New York's 24th district, I do believe John Katka will be able to win by a lean margin. The Democrats put up Dana Balter, the same candidate as 2018. Not a good move on their part, and it will make it so the Republicans do keep this district. Steve Chabot, I do think, wins by a lean margin. Ohio gerrymanders are great for Republicans, but I still do believe it's not, it worked in this scenario because it's not going to be competitive enough for the Democrats to be able to flip it. Oklahoma's fifth, I also do believe flips, but by a narrower margin than before. The Republican candidate is not that good. And overall, that is what I do think will happen. Scott Perry, some Democrats are saying this could be competitive, but I don't necessarily see it being too competitive. Joe Cunningham, I also do believe, loses his seat also by a narrower margin than before. The Republican candidate is not that good, but again, it is a seat that went to Donald Trump by such a large margin that it's going to be hard to overcome that. Chip Roy, I do believe, will keep his seat, or not. Chip Roy, I do believe, will keep his seat. It is trending, and maybe if you give it a couple more years with these same districts, although they will change, but if you gave it a couple more years with the same districts, eventually it will go to Democrats, although I do believe Texas 22nd does flip. You have the candidate for the Democrats, Sri Kulkarni, who is the same candidate as 2018. He is doing very good in terms of fundraising against Troy Niels for the Republicans, who literally has like $10,000 on cash on hand. So he's going to have to make up a lot of ground, and this district could easily go to Joe Biden. This went to Romney by around 20-something percentage points, and it only went to Donald Trump by 8. So I do believe that could easily go to Joe Biden as well. So I do think that district will flip. Although Texas 24th Democrats did run a Bernie Bros, so I don't think they're going to be able to flip that district. They haven't really done well with having Bernie Bros run. Ben McAdams, I also do believe is going to lose. Originally, I thought that he might have been able to win due to the fact that Burgess Owens does not have good fundraising numbers, but they did have Burgess Owens speak at the convention, which would have given him a big fundraising boost, and the district did go to Trump by quite a lot, even with Evan McMullin running, and so I do believe that Ben McAdams will end up losing his seat. I also believe with the rating on Virginia's second with Elaine Luria. And then finally, getting to the last one here, Abigail Spanberg, I do believe, wins. This is, the Richmond area. She can get enough votes in the Richmond area to be able to win by just as much as she did in 2018, I believe. But that'll be close as well. But looking at the final map here, we can see that Democrats have 234 seats. Republicans have 201. This would be a net gain of a couple seats for Democrats. I think it would be net loss of one since the election in 2018, but a net gain of a couple from what they have right now. Overall, this would be a good map for Democrats. Republicans really have not gotten the candidates they need. They've not gotten the candidates that they need to flip these districts, and they had an opportunity to. You know, if you look at some of my past predictions, I predicted the Republicans could get quite close to taking the House, especially after the impeachment, which nobody really seems to care about anymore, which, you know, ironically is what a lot of people were saying on the Democratic side. And so this would be a good map for Democrats overall, and again, finally, it is a wasted opportunity for Republicans. So thank you all for watching this video. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, join the Discord that is linked down in the description. Also, check out my website. That'll also be linked down in the description. I've put a lot of work into it, so I'd appreciate it if you check it out. So again, guys, thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you guys later.